It's Saturday morning, 9:14 a.m. You're in the kitchen. The smell of coffee drifts through the entire house. She's sitting at the small table by the window, in pajamas, hair thrown up any which way, glasses crooked on her face, reading something on her phone and laughing to herself. You set her mug down without saying a word. She doesn't look up, just reaches out, grabs it, drinks. You keep staring. She notices. Stop looking at me like that. You don't stop. 15 years of marriage, and she still knocks you off balance in that ridiculous way. She gets up, says it's probably the delivery guy. A package that was late all week. A green blouse. She'd been talking about that blouse for 3 days straight. You hear the front door open. You hear her voice greeting someone. Silence. You don't know exactly how you made it to the living room. She's on the floor. The front door still open. The wind moves the curtain. The mug is still in your hand. The coffee is still warm. You let go of the mug. It shatters on the tile. You call her name. She doesn't answer. The neighbors call the police. You don't care. You're on the floor with her. Your white shirt is red. Your knees are on the cold tile. And you can't understand what's happening because she was here. She was here 2 minutes ago. The green blouse never arrived. The police knock at 10:03 a.m. 2 detectives. Routine faces. Notepads. They ask if you know of any enemies. If she had conflicts with anyone. If there had been any recent threats. You say no. And it's not a lie. But you don't say what you know. Because 3 days earlier, she had shown you something on her phone, scared, in a low voice, a photo, a conversation she had accidentally stumbled upon. She worked as an administrative assistant at Cavalcante & Sons Construction, the largest real estate developer in the state. She had seen the numbers that didn't add up, payments to shell companies, wire transfers through offshore accounts in the Cayman Islands, over $8 million laundered in the last 18 months. She wanted to know what to do. You told her to forget it, to leave it alone. That was your biggest mistake. The funeral is on Wednesday. Light rain, 12 people. Her whole family came. Your family wasn't large, some friends, a few of her co-workers. Her boss showed up, immaculate suit, blue tie, red eyes. You look at him for a long second. He shakes your hand, says she was an extraordinary employee, says the company is devastated, says anything you need. You say thank you, but you saw his eyes, relief, disguised as pity. You spend the next 3 days in your car, not sleeping, watching. Cavalcante & Sons. Construction is in a glass office building in the business district, 14th floor. The company was founded 22 years ago by Roger Cavalcante, 58 years old, former city councilman, 3 terms. He doesn't appear on the website, but his name is tied to 31 different registered companies. You spent the night on a corporate records website with your laptop on the passenger seat. His son, Tiago Cavalcante, 34, is the public face. Grand opening parties, photos with the governor, Instagram with 90,000 followers. 2 security men go everywhere with him. One of them is tall, silent, close-shaved head. You see him 3 times and he never speaks, never smiles. He just watches everything. That's the one that worries you. You're not a cop. You're a civil engineer, 42 years old. Never fought anyone in your life. Never held a gun. The most dangerous thing you've ever done was drink and drive once, 20 years ago, and you regretted it immediately. But you spent 15 years next to a person, and now she doesn't exist anymore. And you know who gave the order. The question isn't whether you're going to do something. The question is how to do it right. You call a name you were given once. At a barbecue. 6 years ago, a distant cousin who walked into your life for 2 hours and left without a trace, but left a number in case you ever needed something out of the ordinary. At the time, you thought it was strange. You saved the number out of politeness. Today, you call it. The phone rings 4 times. A deep voice answers. 1 word. Talk. You say who you are. You say the cousin's name. Pause. I remember. What do you need? You talk for 3 minutes. No filler. Facts. Names. Dates. What you saw in the boss's eyes at the funeral. Another pause. Information costs $1,000. The first step costs $3,000. You have it? You have it. The savings account you both built together over the years. Money for a renovation that's never going to happen. I have it. Then meet me tomorrow. 7 a.m. Gas station on the South Highway exit. Come alone. No phone. The man's name is Beto, or at least that's what he tells you to call him, 50-something. Big belly, plain t-shirt, looks like a warehouse stockroom guy. Doesn't look like anything. But when he opens the laptop on the back seat, you understand. The man knows everything. In 40 minutes, you find out that Cavalcante and Sons doesn't launder $8 million. They launder over $40 million a year. The scheme runs through 4 layers: shell construction companies in the Midwest, an import firm registered under straw men in the interior of the state, 2 holding companies formerly based in Delaware, and final transfers through accounts in Dubai and the Cayman Islands. Roger Cavalcante bribes 2 detectives, a federal judge, and at least 1 state government aide. Your wife didn't see $8 million. She saw the $40 million, and she wasn't careful enough. Beto closes the laptop. What exactly do you want? You think for a second. I want to destroy everything they built. He looks at you, takes you in. That costs more than $3,000. I know. Over the next 11 days, you learn things you didn't learn in 42 years of life. You learn that an offshore company in Delaware can be set up in 48 hours by anyone. You learn that a CTR, currency transaction report, is legally required for cash transactions over $10,000 in the U.S. You learn that the Cavalcante scheme avoids that threshold by making dozens of deposits of $9,800. Structuring. It's a federal crime, and the Americans take it seriously. You build a file. Organized. Systematic. An engineer thinks like that. Source 1. Documents your wife photographed at work and never deleted from the cloud. Source 2. Beto's information, which cost $7,500 in total. Every layer of the scheme, every name, every registered company. Source 3. Yourself. 3 nights parked in front of the construction company. A camera with a telephoto lens borrowed from a photographer friend. People going in, people coming out, times, faces. The silent man with the close-shaved head is named Marcelo. You find out when he stops his car at a bakery and pays by card. Marcelo Dutra. No formal employment record, but 3 charges for aggravated assault in the early 2000s. All archived. That's the man who came to your door. You're certain. Here I ask you a question. You have enough evidence to destroy a criminal organization that laundered $40 million and ordered the murder of an innocent woman. You can hand everything to the police, but 2 of the men who would receive that dossier are the same detectives on the Cavalcante payroll. You can go to the press, but journalists take time. Lawyers file injunctions. Roger Cavalcante has 3 of them on call. The process disappears for 2 years while he keeps operating. Or you can play dirtier, using the same tools they use. What would you do? Tell me in the comments what you'd choose, and keep watching to see what you decided. You chose all 3 at the same time, in sequence. First, the complete dossier is sent anonymously to the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, FinCEN, at the federal level, not to the state police, where the corrupt detectives could intercept it. A federal financial crimes unit cannot be stopped by a phone call from Roger Cavalcante. They follow federal protocol. Second, an encrypted copy goes to 2 investigative journalists, not local journalists. One is based in New York, specialized in money laundering. The other is a correspondent for an international outlet headquartered in London. Both receive instructions not to publish anything yet. They only publish if you don't make contact within 72 hours, or if something happens to you. Journalistic life insurance. Third, you access the state's online property records system. You don't hack anything. You simply use a legal loophole. Any citizen can request public access to property records. You pull all properties registered under the Cavalcante companies. There are 47 of them. 8 with clear registration irregularities. You send the list to the State Attorney General's office. Civil action. That can't be blocked by any detective. On day 14 after her death, Tiago Cavalcante disappears from social media. On day 16, a moving truck parks in front of the glass building and begins emptying the 14th floor. You're parked across the street. You watch everything. On day 19, federal authorities freeze $17 million in assets tied to the Cavalcante and Sons holdings. It hits the news at 2 p.m. Within an hour, the journalist in New York publishes the full story. He had been waiting 2 weeks. He was eager. The journalist in London publishes an hour later. Roger Cavalcante's name is in both headlines. On day 20, you watch Marcelo Dutra's car leave the city on the federal highway, a backpack on the back seat, heading only one direction, running. You had already sent his license plate and identification to a contact Beto introduced, a private investigator, former federal agent, retired. He'll follow. Marcelo won't get far. You go home on the night of day 21. The broken mug is still on the living room floor. You didn't clean it up. You sit in her chair, the one by the window. Outside, it's the same street, the same tree, the same sidewalk she used to walk on barefoot in the morning when it was warm. None of that disappeared. Only her. You're going to pursue this through official channels now. A lawyer, civil action. You have the dossier. You have the records. You have the full timeline of everything your wife saw, documented with date and timestamp through automatic cloud sync. The case will be long. It will be exhausting. They'll try to intimidate you. There will be defense attorneys trying to tear apart every piece of evidence. There will be days when you'll want to walk away from all of it. But $40 million laundered. 2 corrupt detectives, a federal judge on the payroll, a former councilman who built an empire on public money, and a woman in pajamas who just wanted the green blouse. You're not destroying their empire for justice. Justice is too big a word for what you feel. You're destroying their empire because it was the last request she never got to make. She saw the problem. She got scared. She showed you. And you told her to forget it. You won't forget again.